Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of our beginner series on putting. Here we're going to focus on the mechanics of the golf stroke. So Dan, you want to walk us through how we do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a good setup, and then we were talking in our last video about this little drill with your palms together and how that creates sort of a feeling in the muscles that we want to use when we're putting. And then what you want to do is start progressing. So maybe you practice a few of these just now. Pause the video and just go ahead and practice a few of these with your good setup, and then you're going to want to go ahead and grab a putter. And what I like to do to kind of reinforce tempo, because tempo is super important in any golf shot, but especially in putting, is I'd like you to kind of get the idea of matching your backswing with your follow through. And to do that, you can start by just doing short backswing and short follow through, whatever that is interpreted to you. So this is a short backswing and a short follow through. Notice how they match and my tempo feels the same. Then I'm going to go, okay, now I want to do a medium, so I'm going to match a medium backswing with a medium follow through, and I'm just going to kind of get that feeling of what that medium backswing and follow through feels like. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do long. So I'm going to take a long backswing and a long follow through, maybe pausing at the backswing, pausing at the follow through, so you can see that they're pretty matched up. You could also put reference points down, so you could put a head cover on one end of the golf ball and on the forward swing of the golf ball, and that is just some idea of getting you to understand that we want the backswing and the follow through for beginners to match up.
So go ahead and face the camera here for a sec, Dan. So he's going to go ahead and have it set up nice and relaxed. He's got his triangle here, and he's going to practice the short, medium, and larger strokes here. And very important, at the end of your stroke, go ahead and pause like you said before and hold that, and then you can see for a reference point where you actually stop. Because I find with a lot of players, when I say, okay, make an equal stroke and stop, they stop over here, and then they go, oh wow, I didn't realize that. So it's very good feedback to just pause and see where your stroke ends up. And work on putting different points down to see how far your stroke's going.
Yeah.
So I have a couple tees here, so go ahead and set up for me, Dan. So on this one, just want you to take it that far back and that far through. Pretty equal there, right?
Yep. So we're going to take it to this tee and finish at this tee.
And then hold it there, perfect. So that's your shorter stroke, and then you can go ahead and move these. And while you do this, notice how his body's staying very still, and he's just rocking his shoulders. Triangle stays together, rocking his shoulders. You don't want to have a lot of movement in your body, your head, and everything else stays pretty still. You kind of just rock your shoulders, and that'll make a nice consistent stroke where you're hitting the ball right in the middle of the club face every time.
Yeah, it goes back to the beginning part about, you know, the reason why we start without a golf ball is because we want to reinforce what the body is doing. If we just gave our guys a putter and we said, get this ball into this hole, they would all do the same idea. They would flip their wrists, they would ruin their tempo. And so if you do it without a golf ball and then progress from the triangle drill to some sort of a reference point where you're understanding short back swing and short follow through and how those need to match up, I think that will help when we're ready to go to the putting green.
Yeah, definitely. So once you get the mechanics down, work on that a lot, and then you can put a golf ball down and do the same thing, but don't putt to any targets yet, because you don't want to get that target in your mind where you start doing certain things to the face. So get that down with no golf ball. Do it now with a golf ball to no target. There's no hole over there.
Great to do in your living room, and just getting a feel for what it feels like to roll the ball. And like Ryan said, not having a target for this portion, I think is super important, because that's when people, like we just talked about, start manipulating the club face, and they get out of this mindset of that little drill, and this will help really simplify putting for people.